Hey friends, welcome back to the War Room. Today, I'm bringing you a short and sweet impression of the Ostruppen from Company of Heroes 2. The Ostruppen in the game depicts members of the R.O.A. Russian Liberation Army, meant to represent various Soviet auxiliary and collaboration units fielded by the Third Reich. The unit has a distinctive design, featuring what appears to be a refurbished Soviet side cap, with an insignia slightly different from what was historically used. The uniform is darker and grayer, more akin to those of the Waffen SS, and notably lacks any eagle decal. The shoulder boards are black and red, in an accurate Russian style, while the collar tabs are rimmed in yellow, adapted from historical R.O.A. designs. The patch of the R.O.A. is prominently featured on the right arm, scaled down in my impression to a more reasonable size. For equipment, as seen in-game, he carries rifle pouches, a mess kit on his Y-straps, a gas canister, and what looks like a blanket roll. The mess kit in-game is shown backside forward, but I've placed it right side forward. I've also added a water canteen to complete the look. Instead of a German Kar 98 rifle, I armed him with a Soviet Mosin Nagant, to further emphasize his collaborationist nature. I figured if this guy is going into battle with a refurbished Red Army side cap, it's not much of a stretch for him to be carrying a captured Mosin. In fact, Germany was notorious for issuing second- and third-rate units captured weapons. As late as 1943, Eastern battalions transferred to France were still armed with Soviet bolt-action rifles. The relic design is pretty cool, but from a historical perspective, the R.O.A. was fairly consistent in decking its men out in standardized German gear, and eagle decals were prominently featured on their uniforms, a constant reminder of who was in charge. I believe the only time Soviet gear was prominently used by Russian collaborators was by the early Hilfswilliger units, many of whom entered German service still wearing leftover Soviet clothing. The Ostruppen is an iconic unit from the game, and I had a lot of fun planning this impression. I hope you enjoyed this shorter video. Please let me know if you like these without the elaborate intros. They're definitely a time saver for me. Thanks for tuning in again. This is the War Room, signing off.